Hello everyone, this is Parisa Keller Williams Realty, your realtor for life. Today I'm here with Mr. Stephen Thomas to talk about real estate market in Orange County. Hello Stephen.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Would you please tell us a little bit about your background?
Yeah, I work for reportsonhousing.com and I'm a quantitative economics and decision sciences major and from UC San Diego in La Jolla. And I basically do forecasting economic housing trends and kind of talk about what's going on in the marketplace right now as we're sitting here in these chairs.
I have to admit, your reports, bi-weekly reports, have been a great tool to my success, and I appreciate that. So what I am hearing most of the time from the buyers that I'm working with, that what is this market doing? When is this going to stop? We have this low inventory seller's market, and they would like to know if there isn't a stop to this and slow down or something.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of things out there like the market cycles every 10 years. I don't buy that because in 2001 it did not cycle, even though we had a recession. They're talking about different recessions, and even the recessions don't necessarily follow a rhyme or reason as to exactly when they occur. So what they're rooting for would be a slowdown in housing and more product availability. And I'm actually starting to see that right now. It doesn't quite show up in the streets when you're out in the streets looking at homes, but it shows up in the numbers. And what we're seeing is a drive up in the inventory up to levels that where we're putting on more product than we have in the past. And still very low in terms of long-term historical averages, but not quite, it's better than where we were a year ago, and it hadn't been that way for a while. So the average inventory is 8,000 homes. We're at about 5,500 homes right now. But I do imagine last year we had a peak of only 6,000 homes. We're going to exceed that peak this year. And that's what we need to see. We need to see more homes come on the market. And we're starting to see some what I call cracks in this housing run. And so does it mean that it's going to be a buyer's market? Not necessarily. It means there's going to be some more opportunities for buyers out there, a few more homes to see. But we're a couple years off before we really see anything that starts tilting towards
the buyer's market. I see. So basically we need to have at least 8,000 market for about 8,000 homes in the market for a balanced market, and then above that it will be tilting toward buyers.
Yes, and it needs to be at about 8,000. It needs to be 8,000 homes or more for quite some time. We can't just get up to 8,000 homes and then drop, stop. It just that does not work. We need to be up above 8,000 for
And what do you think about this interest rate hike that everybody is talking about? That it's going to happen. It's going to happen. We saw a hike recently, but is that going to slow down our market?
No. What they're trying to do is they are trying to make sure that we don't have a run-up in the economy too fast. And we're talking short-term rates. Every time they talk about the change in the interest rates, it's short-term rates. It does not necessarily jive with long-term rates, which is what we deal with, and that's 30-year conventional fixed mortgages. However, we have seen them go up, and there are reasons behind that. Everybody's seen that there is the fear of inflation, and that fear of inflation is really what's sparking some of this, a flight out of bonds, a move towards Wall Street or other areas, and so we're starting to see interest rates higher. But does that mean that people stop buying because interest rates are higher? Not at all. Buyers are still tripping over themselves trying to purchase homes.
That is true. We have more buyers than we have homes in the market right now. And people do not understand. I bought my first home at 9% interest rate. Still 5% is a good interest rate. So I feel like that they're missing out. They should buy some home if they can find the perfect one. My last question is about the renters who are sitting on the fence. What is your advice to them?
For buyers, you already alluded to it earlier. It's all about where interest rates were and where they're going. We had interest rates in the threes. They're not going back to that. There's way too much pressure on interest rates to go higher. Even at threes, they were an absolute gift, but even where they are today, it's an absolute gift. And it's only, if you look at where they were historically, back in 1981, they were at 18%. Then in 1990, they were at 10%. Then in 2000, they were at 8%. Right before the Great Recession, they were at 6 3/8. where they are today at 4.5%, 4.75%, 5%, even 5.5%, those are still really good interest rates compared to where they've been in the past.
Correct. Perfect. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And hopefully we will work together. You are a very great asset to my business. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
If you have any questions regarding the real estate market, please reach out to me or Steven. You will find our email address at the bottom of this video. Thank you.